And just to add, if you want to read this planning permission slip for basically longer hours to work or to keep McDonald's open for longer. So these are the sorts of planning application you need to look out for. If you want to pause the video, you're quite welcome to. The 3rd of the 8th, 2026. Houses of multiple occupancy. So I've just found some planning permission just here under a Miss S. Asher.
And someone says it had 5 gears and a bloody clutch.
Welcome back, Street Switch Photography. Back out in town, just walking up to my little one's music lesson. She's got a concert to do this afternoon, but today's video is not about that. Today's video is about the shit show of a fucking day yesterday. And how the police are policing Facebook instead of policing what they should be fucking policing, instead of policing hurty words and things like that. It's quite a long story. It all goes back to when we had the local elections, the by-elections and everything else. And people will probably say that I know nothing about this, about hate pages and things like that, when in fact I probably know more than most, considering I received death threats, I received a lot of abuse online, I received witch hunts, I received all sorts of fucking stuff. And after what's happened just recently and viewing what's been going on over the last couple of days online with Councillor Olnett and a couple of other people, which names will not be mentioned because it's still under investigation and things like that, I just wanted to say a few words about it. Some of these people are fucking evil and should be damn right ashamed of themselves. For the simple reason, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. I'll be back in a... So if anything, today is more of a rant about exactly what it is that's gone off online. Now, people have been taken in for questioning, people have been threatened with arrest and have actually been arrested and stuff like that. It's not like, you know, anything simple. It's basically literally about hurty words online. It's basically about the decay of free speech in this country. Again, I won't be mentioning any names because I don't find it right that they should mention names, but these accusations have been going backwards and forwards for nearly a year and a half, and a few people have commented that I expected to know better than to comment on an ongoing case of what is actually happening. Now, some of the comments are as bad as what the original perpetrators' comments were, and I do not condone any form of nasty comments online about people, but I do not believe it should be going to fucking court and things like that. It is a waste of resources, it is a waste of time, it is a waste of police time and a waste of taxpayers' money. And I find it poisonous that some of these people that work in an elevated position are actually backing this and actually saying, yeah, this is what should happen. We shouldn't have to put up with this. We shouldn't have to do this. We shouldn't have to do that. Well, on Facebook, you've got something called a block button, which is what I used. And people can't say that I didn't receive abuse. I was the victim of multiple fucking witch hunts on Facebook. Multiple. But it didn't bother me because I've got thick skin. It's hurty words. There's an old saying that goes, sticks and stones will break my bones, but calling names won't hurt me. When the police are policing Facebook and people are being arrested for hurty words, we're in a very fucking dangerous place. Very fucking dangerous. And I'm shocked. Now, all people involved, all the people that have commented, all the people that have basically got their opinion on it. Yes, you're allowed your opinion, and I applaud your opinion, and I let you have your free speech and your freedom of expression, but you should also be goddamn embarrassed with yourself. Sometimes things are best left alone. And that was one of those cases. I don't think you read the room very well. What an absolute fucking shit show from a local authority and people in elevated positions of authority. I can guarantee you the next local general election, none of them will be in any power. Now, again, I haven't mentioned any names for the simple reason I don't believe in singling certain individuals out. Excuse me. And I do not agree with anything that's been said online. There was a hate page, which I was a member of for, I think, 2 weeks. I disagreed with it. So do you know what I did? I left it and fucking blocked it. Because I didn't agree with what was being said. That's what it's for. That's what that block button is for. And again, when you've got the police policing shit like this, when they should be out arresting rapists, burglars, murderers, shoplifters, car thieves, things like that. And we're spending money on something because somebody said something about somebody else that they didn't like, that they found offensive. They were alarmed, harassed and distressed. The fact of the situation is these people responded. They responded with physical threats. They responded with hurty words, which makes them as bad as the original perpetrator for actually saying things in the first place. They're all as bad as each other and costing the taxpayer money because they can't fucking get on or agree on something politically or even fucking... It's just ridiculous. Now again, we talk about free speech and freedom of expression and that we should have that. And you will hear the far left saying, yeah, we've got that, that's what we've got in this country, we've got the Magna Carta, we've got this, we've got that. What a load of bollocks. We're living under a communist government where people are being arrested for literally hurty words because somebody had their feelings hurt. They are so perfectly entitled to have their feelings hurt, just as perfectly entitled as the person that said it. This has gone too far. All the people of Melton want is for basically for fucking people in authoritarian positions to do their fucking job. Example, stop these illegal HMOs being built up on Thorpe Road. Stop these fucking Serco buildings being fucking letting migrants in and putting our families at fucking risk because we've got unchecked male migrants living here in Melton Mowbray and they can't deny it anymore because we know fucking well we've got 6 Serco properties in Melton. We don't know where they are yet, but we will be finding them out. And whilst I don't condone any form of violence or... It's alright, I'm just looking over here. Any form of violence or any damage to anybody's property. I don't believe we should be policing Facebook, TikTok, X and other social media platforms for hurty fucking words because somebody said something that hurt somebody else's feelings and all this bullshit. When I say the world has gone fucking crazy, it fucking has, innit? Now as I take a walk up towards the illegal HMO and everything else, as I'm walking up Thorpe Road, I'm walking around this area because this is where I like to come on a Saturday just to come for a walk and see what's going on. It can be a lively end of town. Here's the derogatory shopping trolley that's been left. Nobody's picked it up. Is it from Morrison's? It must be. But as I was saying, all these Facebook posts of people calling each other names and saying the worst thing that they can roast somebody about and finding out things from 10 years ago about somebody and using that as a smear campaign and witch hunts, and every fucker else piles on and says this person did this to me, this person said that about him. It's a load of bollocks. It's a load of fucking bollocks is what it is. And it's people basically having the feelings hurt because they're emotionally unstable. It's as plain and as simple as that. Quite literally as plain and as simple as that. Now let me just let this car go by. We'll walk behind it and take a walk back down here. And as I was saying before, when it gets to that point, when it gets to the point where you're being questioned under caution about something you said on Facebook, whether it be true, whether it be untrue, whatever, and there's somebody waiting 6 weeks for a policeman to turn up because they've had all the belongings taken from a property. It's a pretty sad fucking state of affairs, in my opinion. And again, the people involved, I thought, would have been intelligent enough to know better than to even comment or even bother with fucking, with this sort of shit, this shit show, this witch hunt, this complete bollocks and a waste of police time. It has severely pissed me off. Fucking hell, there's a lot of flats here. It has severely pissed me off that this is happening and this is what the resources are being fucking spent on now. Now, again, the people involved, I believe they should not be in any fucking, within a fucking country mile of any form of power if this is what they're going to be doing. What the fuck's going on over there? Is that another HMO, do you think? Who knows? Speculation, yet again. I'm allowed to speculate and say allegedly. Who knows what it is? We simply do not know. And when people say HMO, they need to turn around and say it could be a HMO for students or somebody that can't afford a mortgage. Okay, that's what we'll say in every single video from now on. Anyway, again, that's just my rant of the recent things that have been happening on Facebook. And what people need to think now is whatever they have written on Facebook, if we're going to go under the rule that somebody can be hurt and feel alarmed, harassed and distressed, you need to be very careful of your replies on Facebook, because that could be deemed to be alarm, harassing and distressing for the other person that is involved. Use your fucking brains. So I've just found some planning permission just here under a Miss S. Asher, and I'm just wondering what it's about. I thought all of the planning permission up here was sorted out and done. So why would you need more planning permission? If anybody knows what the planning permission there is about and what it's actually for, please leave a comment, because I haven't got a clue. I'm literally just taking a walk around and then I'm off into town, and I'll be doing some recording in town for tonight's video. This is the old migrant, whatever you want to call them, cells. They managed to save the door and windows. Now, at first I thought it was a nice thing that they did, but looking at it, they could have saved the whole building really, couldn't they? As it was of historical importance. So these are the sorts of planning application you need to look out for. If you want to pause the video, you're quite welcome to. The 3rd of the 8th, 2026. Houses of multiple occupancy. Now, again, as I was saying, I'm going to just see if I can cross this road without getting fucking run over. Houses of multiple occupancy could be for students, could be for basically people that work at places like Ragdale Hall. Bear that in mind. Also, just to add, reports of a stolen credit card from McDonald's being used in McDonald's. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? This was this morning. Don't know who they are. I'm not going to name anybody again. For the simple reason, I can't be bothered. I literally can't be bothered. This is the Carnage Museum, as you can see. They're very LGBTQ4K inclusive. There you go. And just to add, if you want to read this planning permission slip for basically longer hours to work or to keep McDonald's open for longer, I'll hold it like that for you. Thorpe End McDonald's Restaurant, 32 Thorpe End. Basically wanting more hours to open so we can have more Uber Eats drivers, more Just Eat drivers. And who are they usually? What's the demographic of them people? Let me think. For fuck's sake. So not a lot more to say really, other than what happened yesterday and stuff like that. Not too bothered, not too overly concerned about anything, but this has been Street Switch Photography. If you like this video, like and subscribe, go and hit the notification bell, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Sorry about the rant, but someone had to say it, and that someone was me.
He needs to tongue punch that fart box.